Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Good people, it's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Wednesday morning, November 22nd, and it is 3:43 in the AM. And I am going to open this reading up with a couple of Bob Marley quotes. And I want you to stay with me. I know it's going to be a bit of a struggle to kind of put this together, but stay with me. I'm going to connect the dots, for real, I promise. Okay? So the first Bob Marley quote, let me close this ad. It says, the biggest coward of a man. So I want you to just take the gender stuff out of this. The biggest coward of a man is to awaken the love of a woman without the intentions of loving her. Okay? So you got that. You're cowardly if you pique somebody's curiosity and then abandon them. Now the next quote is, if she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you're not worthy. Didn't say she's not worthy. If you give up, you're not worthy. See now, you're a coward if you abandon, and if you give up, you didn't deserve what you say you were fighting for. It says, truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just got to find out the ones who are worth suffering for. Boom. Okay, now how does that connect to my reading? So, I went back to a familiar just for today. And the reason I went back to it because of the title. You guys know if you follow me, I get caught up on the titles. And it's like, what's connected to this title? So the title is Foundation First. It says, as we begin to function in society, our creative freedom helps us to sort our priorities and do the basic things first. Yeah. We have made basic a bad word, and to condemn somebody, we usually call them basic. And there's a new phrase in the young folks' vocabulary that involves an expletive, and I'm not going to say it, but you call somebody a basic expletive. And yeah, those are fighting words. Yeah. It says, no sooner do we get clean than some of us begin putting other priorities ahead of our recovery. No sooner than we realize that we need to heal, we make steps toward God. But we begin to put things in front of God. I have been guilty of that as far as ministry. God, I can't do this. I need to. God, I can't do this because I need to. I'm with you, God. I pray to you. I'm in your word, but I can't. I can't commit. All that changed. Yes, I watched my mom transition from this life to the next. I watched the transition in a way that was spiritual. I want to say I was blowing up at everybody because I was the one that was fighting. Mom was at peace. There were times where, she was out of it and she would say things, to let me know she was wrestling to hold on. And then, the switch was kind of flipped and she knew. See, we try to put anything and everything before God. Like Jacob wrestling with the angel. It's like, I want my blessing, but I want to do, what I want to do. So it's like just paying attention to where we are. It's the biggest kind of coward. You see where I connected it now? To say you love and then abandon. And you're not worthy if you say all this matters and then you give up. It connects. It says careers, families, relationships, all these are part of life we find once we laid the foundation for our healing, says recovery. But we can't build a stable life for ourselves before we do the hard, basic, laying our recovery foundation. And who is the chief cornerstone? Okay. You see where I'm going? You see how this works? It says, like a house built on sand, such a life will be shaky at best. When you put anything and everything above God or before God, or God is an afterthought. Or, hey, here's what we do. We have a tendency to do. Oh, God, you're the foundation. You're the cornerstone. But there's no mortar in the bricks connected to. So you got this cornerstone, and everything else is just leaning on. So the slightest little movement is going to constantly cause shifts and rifts until it eventually comes crumbling. It says, before we begin putting our attention to rebuilding the detailed framework of our lives, we need to lay our foundation. We acknowledge first that we don't yet have a foundation. God, I don't know you. You know me. I want to know you. So what does that mean? I got to put in work. Yes, we talk about meeting people where they are. God meets us where we are. But then you got to put in work to come out from under. Amen, amen, amen. It says, we don't yet have a foundation that our, whatever, this is addiction, as I want to say, our disconnect, our sin, has made our lives utterly unmanageable. Whatever has caused your life to spiral out of control, you need to give that to God. And most of us have little control freaks that keep telling us we're in charge. Oh, I feel a little better. I'm in charge. Oh, I see a little sunlight at the end of the tunnel. I'm in charge. Oh, my job needs me to do this. I'm in charge. We need to put on what I like to call spiritual blinders. And blinders are those things that the horses in New York, the horse-drawn carriages have. It's like, so you have that straightforward vision. Since after we acknowledge that our lives are unmanageable, then with the help of our sponsor or our home group, we find a faith and a power strong enough to help us prepare the ground for our new lives. So with our church leaders, our dedication to, our commitment to, our connection, we find focus, we find help, we find fellow builders. It's like when you're laying or you're building the framework, you need people to help you lift that frame. Then you need something to prop that frame up. You got the foundation poured. You got the anchoring boards there. But you also need help lifting that framework to those anchors. And, it says, finally, we develop a deep working familiarity, intimacy. with the principles we practice in our continuing affairs. Honest self-examination, reliance upon our higher power, guidance and strength, and last, service to others. Unless all those other things are in place, you're not of service. Many times you're a hindrance to others who are trying to get their foundations and framework together. Amen, amen, amen. Think about what you're building your house on and how you're building your house. And think about this. Unless the Lord builds a house, you finish the rest. Or type that into Google and see what the quote says.